Today there's several things in John chapter 12 that'll be spiritually profitable for you to see. We're in John chapter 12, verse 44, and Jesus cried out, "Whoever believes in me, believes not in me, but in him who sent me. And whoever sees me, sees him who sent me. I have come into the world as a light, so that whoever believes in me will not remain in darkness." You know, early on in these verses, he makes it clear that to believe in him is to believe in Christ. And to believe in Christ is to believe in God. To believe in God is to believe in Christ, that the two cannot be separated. That you cannot truly have a relationship with God without going through Christ, and there is no relationship with Christ that doesn't lead you to God. There's so many today that speak of a relationship with God outside of Christ. So many religions today that think they can get to God through some other way. As you know, John 14:6, Jesus said, "I'm the way, I'm the truth, I'm the life. You can't get to God unless you come through me." But he goes on and he says something else here. He says, "Whoever sees me, sees him who sent me. And I have come into this world as a light, so that whoever believes in me will not remain in darkness." And it's important for you to understand that now, if you have trusted Christ for your salvation, now that the light of Christ has shined in your heart, you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You no longer have to live in darkness. That now you've been called to walk in newness of light. That you have been called to walk by that lamp under your feet and that light under your path. There's so many believers today that seem to mimic the habits of their ancestors and their mothers and the fathers, and they feel like they're victims of their past. And so many people today even teach that you're a victim of your past. I want you to understand that in Christ you've been set free. It says in 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 18, that you've been ransomed from the futile ways that you've inherited from your forefathers, not with perishable things such as silver or gold, but with the precious blood of Christ. It's not you and I that have to find the strength to break the patterns of the past. It's our faith in Christ and His cleansing blood that purges us from the patterns of the past. That when you and I begin to see the habits and the tendencies that we've inherited from those that have gone before us, that we are not victims of those things. We're not destined to continue to carry out those things. Why? Because the light of Christ has rescued us from living in darkness anymore. It says that Christ has rescued us from these things. The precious blood of Christ, like that of a lamb without blemish, without spot. I hope that you understand, and I hope that you have taken hold of faith in Christ in such a way that you are seeing yourself day by day liberated from the sin that once so easily entangled you. You've now been liberated to walk in newness of life. Thank God today that by His Spirit you are a new creature in Christ, and day in and day out He is going to conform you into His image. He's going to transform you through the renewing of your mind, and that you will see yourself breaking ties with the habits and the tendencies of the past.